Welcome to our first installment of Friday Night Shoptalks. This is partly because of a tradition that Zach has, which he can explain where it came from.
Yeah, actually, this is a tradition that came from Sergey, who I apprenticed with and first learned guitar making from. And every Friday was brew night. You'd open up a beer and then talk about the week and celebrate what you got done. And it was just kind of a nice tradition.
Which I thought would be great if you want, we could share it with you guys. We'll see what happens.
Not mine, no.
No, you can have some of mine. No, I like my ginger beer too much. No, share the talk.
Okay, sorry.
No, that's great. And in the future, if this works out all right, we will have a chance for you to send questions our way, which would be awesome because we love to answer questions.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So looking back, he just said, like, you know, celebrating what we've got done this week. And so I thought first we would look at what actually happened this week in here.
Yeah.
Why don't we start with, he made a video. Yeah, let's start with that. He made a video, and it's on TreeHouse Guitars, so you can go see it there. But it's this guitar right here that he did a video of.
This little parlor redwood wenge guitar.
Which, if I could, I would own, like, that guitar wouldn't be on any video except for my own stuff. Yeah. There's a couple things actually before you put that away.
Yeah.
We had some fun with this. This guitar went through quite a trip. But one of the things that he did on here that he hasn't done on any other guitar is the size of the F hole.
It's not the
size of the sound hole.
Yeah, the sound hole. Basically playing with resonant air frequencies. So the sound hole on this guitar is quite a bit smaller. So there's a lot of factors at play, obviously, but this guitar has a monster bass response for a parlor guitar. So that's partly what I think attributes to it.
Yeah, and like I said, you can see that video on his TreeHouse Guitars account on YouTube.
Yep.
And actually probably on Instagram as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Facebook.
Or Facebook, if you happen to be
Not
one
on
of those
Twitter.
people.
Or
Snapchat.
Pinterest or
TikTok. Yeah, so that was one of the things, which was cool. By the way, I haven't been in the shop because I have to work to make money to run the shop. No, I have to work outside for more money. So yeah, I haven't really done anything. So if it looks like it's mostly Zach doing stuff, that's because that's who's doing stuff in the shop. So the next thing is this guitar right here, which
the Ember series, which I've been spending a lot of time developing that, because I'm really excited about it. Eric, actually, his first guitar, we both built similar ones, F-hole guitars. You'll have to get it.
Yes, actually, I'm going to show you that in a second, but before we do that, two questions about this, and then we'll get to why it was an Ember, why the Ember series is an F-hole guitar, because that's kind of interesting. Okay, why beams across?
These are braces that support the neck block, basically. So with a tailpiece guitar like this one, which has basically the strings are anchored at the tail block and at the head, right? So the neck is being pulled forward. No, I guess this is the top.
Yeah.
The neck is being pulled forward, and this the tailpiece is also being pulled. So basically, the guitar wants to fold in like this.
Now, what made you think about that? Now, I mean, you thought about it before, but what really started you thinking we better do something? Just remember you saw that video.
Video?
It was an old Gibson or an old Martin?
Oh yeah.
That was being fixed. by somebody on a YouTube video, and he was showing that had actually twisted and was pulling away from the back.
Yeah, the tail block was actually being crushed into the body.
Yeah.
So I guess I get a lot of I learn a lot from posts like that because I don't want to learn from those mistakes myself. But yeah, these braces, it makes a lot of sense as far as taking the stresses of the neck away from the body. So the body will stay more geometrically the same, more or less. So playability, it'll stay, it'll be more constant.
Yeah. And the other option could be one that we'll see in another one, I think, some point. A different way of maybe doing it without having to have braces across, which is full width liners.
Yeah, that does add a lot of structural rigidity in that direction as well.
So I'm thinking I might try that if I ever get back in the shop myself.
Yeah.
Cool. And then the other one is, you may not recognize what this is because now there's braces across, but he has shots of it, beautiful shots on Instagram. But why did you stain the inside of this?
Yeah, this is, well, I was trying to come up with a bracing that made sense to me. And it's quite a bit different than a steel string guitar with a pin bridge, because the forces acting on the top are entirely different. On this bridge, it's a floating bridge, so the strings are pushing down into the top as opposed to actually twisting the top in a torquing motion. So I designed this bracing to work with those forces basically and measure deflections, basically trying to reach a target deflection so that it wasn't going to cave in, but it was also flexible enough to be musical. So yeah, I designed this bracing on paper, and after a while I decided, yeah, this is good, I like it, it makes sense. And then I saw the bird. And there's this bird in the bracing, and I decided to call it a phoenix because what better name
for an Ember
series guitar?
Yeah, because the phoenix rises out of the ashes or embers.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So,
but
yeah.
It doesn't affect the sound of it.
No.
Doesn't affect the playability of it.
The stain part, it gives it a darker sound.
You heard it here, people. You got a darker sound.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect the playability, and in fact, it doesn't even change the way it looks. Funnily enough.
Yeah, look.
And yet, it's those fun little things that can really, to me, it makes me excited about like handmade guitars or ones that are being made specialty, because there's just fun little things in there.
Yeah, they might not be things that'll ever get seen again, but they're, that the makers put that attention to detail in there. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't just stop there. If they're putting attention to detail into things that won't ever get seen again, they're obviously careful about the things that matter.
And hopefully the things that you see.
Yeah, hopefully.
We're hoping.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. But yeah, so that's cool. He's been working on that. He actually has how many backs put on now?
Well, I closed the box on 3 of them. That one you just caught me before I closed it, so
yeah,
we're able to look at the insides. But yeah, today I closed.
Yeah, he closed 3 of those.
Yeah.
One big one, and 2 parlor size ones, which is great. And then that got me thinking, like, why? I mean, Zach makes, if you don't know this, he makes beautiful guitars with sound holes in it. Why go to an Apple?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it just got me thinking, because I was thinking about this the other day, and there's this.
We really went on a tangent.
Yeah, exactly. So you could grab yours.
Oh yeah, right. For how many years? I was making guitars for 6 or 7 years before even really thinking about arch tops.
Yeah.
And then I got this one, which was in somebody's basement, and they basically gave it to me because it wasn't worth fixing for the price. So I spent a lot of time and brought it back, and I mean, I still haven't finished fixing it, but...
I was going to say, are you planning on putting it on binding?
Well, yeah, I haven't put binding on the back.
But he started playing it.
Oh, I fell in love with it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a hideous neck, I think. Oh, but he loves it.
Yeah, it's pretty hideous.
Well, in some ways you love it, though, because it's just different.
Yeah.
You know, it's just something different. I think it's part of it.
Yeah, and the sound, I think, sort of what inspired me musically was this quality of sound. So I've always played guitars with round sound holes and loved them.
Yeah.
There's something about the arch top sound, this sort of mid-rangey. I really fell in love with it.
Yeah, and it stood out, like when we were playing together, to hear it kind of cut through was awesome. Mm-hmm. So I went on that same tangent because I thought I'll never build a guitar, so I went online and hunted a couple down, and only one actually showed up. It's this one from 1966, I think it is?
An old Harmony?
69, an old Harmony, which is okay. I got it nice and cheap because it is, coming apart in a few places. Where else was it? It's really not as bad as I thought.
Yeah. The classic painted on binding.
Yeah.
Non-resistant painted.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I actually I'd love to fix this up. But I'm also a big fan of the what's that called? Sunbursts, yeah. And this one was really disappointing. Yeah. I mean, it was cool. When I got it, I was really pumped with it.
Yeah.
You can see on the back, maybe. I don't know if you can even see on there. Yeah.
But you should show them your sunburst.
So when I decided to actually go ahead and make a guitar, one of the things I really wanted to do, and Zach just happened to be talking about it one day, was to stain it. To take a lighter wood and stain it and get some cool vibe like this. So that led me to wanting to build. Am I supposed to be sweating so much during the
No, probably not.
To build this. And
which was
not, I did want to have a tailpiece, but I was envisioning having a round hole. Actually like the L1, the Gibson L1 flat tops, which I still love, and I still want to try actually. But Zach, because of that arch top, and these arch tops wanted to try an F-hole thing, so yeah, why not? So that's what he did. So I had to kind of follow him because I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't, so I just had to follow him. But yeah, we had a lot of fun actually doing the staining on these. His is you can see pictures of his on his account.
Yeah,
actually even playing it.
Yeah, there's pictures, videos of me playing it, and Joey. Really great.
Yeah, and we really want to get Joey to come and play again these guitars. Once I finish, I'm still putting in the pickup here. I'm wiring it. Hopefully gonna finish that this weekend actually.
Yeah, so we both built a guitar. I built one similar to this, sort of alongside of Eric, and it took how long?
Year and
no, it was longer than a year.
Year and a half?
I don't know, something like that. Just
when did we finish?
Eric's work, and well, you're not done.
Okay. When did you finish?
A few months ago, anyways. It was over a year, and just with Eric working and the logistics of that, it took longer than normal.
Actually, I think it was a year and about 3 months because it was the course was just before the course we started. Mm-hmm. Then a year later, he had another course, and when that course was done, COVID started.
Right.
And it was actually during that time I was home a little more, so we actually got more time in the shop.
Yeah.
And we kind of finished it up. Anyway, It did take a long time, unfortunately.
Yeah. But it was also a very different animal than I've ever worked with. There are a lot of logistics to work out partway through the build, like the neck, for example, like the bracing, like basically everything.
Yeah, like
was different.
Yeah, the bracing. How do we make this so that this top doesn't cave in? You know, we ended up building our own. He actually built one that he's kept, which looks really good. Mine, it's a piece of crap. I had to build my own, whatever this thing's called here. Yeah. Anyway, carving the neck was pretty much the same, though.
Yeah.
Once we decided. Yeah. Cool. Anyway, so that kind of is why
the FL guitars are being built right now.
Yeah.
Because those guitars.
Do you want to play this a little bit? Just to see how the sound is?
Yeah. These guitars are.
Do you have a pick?
And there's one right over there. I'd say they're the funnest guitars I've ever played.
They definitely are. They bring out a different. About him playing it because he'll realize I still have some setup issues to go.
It's pretty amazing actually, because there's
Riggy.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know.
It's awesome.
It's the first guitar.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Maybe the last. The way things are going.
It's got this really neat sound that goes really well with singing, I believe, and also the ragtime and blues kind of playing. It really works well on these guitars, which is pretty neat.
Right.
I love that kind of music.
And part of the reason, as I said in one of my videos actually already, why I make guitars is because I think I love having different guitars because of what they inspire in me.
And guitar inspires.
Yeah, and you know, I actually just got rid of one guitar because I felt like the TreeHouse guitar covered that bass. You know, I didn't need it anymore. I wouldn't pick it up because it didn't play better and it just didn't give me a different vibe. But these flat top, we're not supposed to call them flat tops. Oh,
okay. You should probably explain.
Okay, so they're flat and some arch, which really actually all of yours have arch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really, but we were, it's an arch top style, but it's flat with just a slight arch. So we came up with flat top.
Sounds a little bit too much like flatulence to be, a good business.
Yeah,
so.
But I call mine a flat top anyway. But when playing that, it's just a different, like it really does inspire something different in you, even than the arch tops.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And the idea is to try and, with this new series that he's going, is even bring in more of that low end. It's always a bit of a goal for us, isn't it?
Yeah, well, especially with those small body guitars, I always feel like if I could get the sound of a big guitar in a small body, that's perfect.
Yeah, because really nobody does want to be reaching way over. I mean, it's never really that comfortable.
Nobody likes a big guitar because it's big.
No.
I don't think.
It's because of the sound. So if we can do it, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think I did with that guitar.
Yes, and I agree 100%, which is why I wanted to mention it in here on this. Yeah. Anyway, anything else that happened this week?
Well, what are you working on? What are you learning?
We're gonna see.
You're working on
I'm learning on electronics, trying to understand electronics.
Which is something I cannot help with.
Yeah, which is... Well, I mean, you have done some. But
like electrical in a house, but that's...
Well, you have connected this next part, which I have to do.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to ask you about that once the video's done.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, there's lots of resources, etc. It's just a matter of getting the practice in and getting it done right, and then just trying it and see if it works or not. So I'm hoping to do that for this week's video, but we'll see.
Do you want to show them your electric?
All right.
Because that's kind of a neat.
Yeah.
There's never been an electric that came out of this shop before, so.
Right.
This is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, no seeds fell out of it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh look, F holes.
Yeah. Right. Really cool. Actually, the fun thing about this, now that you mention it, is that on an electric guitar, you don't want a hole in the middle. Like the F hole worked better. So actually, it really benefited me because this is where I was headed, was towards electric guitars anyway. That's been my dream, is to make some good electric guitars that I can be inspired by. We don't know if this is going to be it, but I'm going to try. And so, yeah, actually, it was really, that's another reason why it was so exciting to build an F-hole guitar, and I could then translate some of that stuff into this build, which is a semi-hollow body. It's got 2 chambers in it. It's going to have some nice humbuckers in there. Yeah, it's going to be awesome, I think. I'm actually waiting, just so you know, for a little bit of warmth, because I think I have everything now to try and learn something else that Zach can help me with, which is to paint this, actually. So, yeah, that'll be interesting. We won't say what color yet, but it's going to be fun. Yeah, it's going to be really cool. Yeah, so that's also on the go, but we do live in a very cold place.
Yeah.
Which we love.
Well, it's a nice place to be.
Oh, yeah, I love the place, but not the cold.
Half the year. Yeah.
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 Or less.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is very tough to find a dust-free, warm space to actually do the painting in, so this may take a little while before that happens, but anyway. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that's a little feature we want to call, I guess, Shoptalks.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Shoptalk?
Sure.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
And if you have any questions, send them to TreeHouse Guitars on his Instagram or Facebook. Or you can do it at Red13 Guitars on Instagram or Facebook. Nobody's actually looked at those pictures. Or you can comment under this YouTube video. We will read every comment, I promise. We don't have that many comments.
Yeah, but we'd love to hear questions from you
Love
too.
it.
So if just for ideas on the next video, if you have things that you want clarified, or things that you might want to know about us, or what we
or
do.
the guitars, or if you want to hear more of one of Zach's guitars being played, we could bang around on a couple guitars actually. We may have a few guitars floating around here.
Yeah.
I mean, not enough, really. Oh, yeah.
Never enough.
He actually has one, speaking of which. It's right there, you might as well pull it out.
Okay.
Give him a quick show, because this one is available right now before he sends it off.
What?
Are you sending it off?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it may not be
getting it.
available?
I'm getting a main stage case for it, so it's going to be a while before I get that.
Aha. Cases is another topic for another day, actually. And what's special about this one?
Whoa.
Besides
it's in picture tuning. See?
Yeah, it's in picture tuning.
All the tuning.
Yeah, that's a good thing to talk about someday too. Picture tuning.
Picture tuning.
You do not want to play a song.
Just listen to
What is picture
dissonance.
tuning?
Picture tuning is when your tuners are all this way,
Yeah.
so that it looks nice in the pictures.
It does. I'm sure you guys all appreciate that every time.
I haven't quite figured out how to tighten the strings so that they're perfectly in tune when they're facing this way yet. So I'm working on that still.
Oh. Yeah.
But yeah, ebony. It's a ebony back and sides and moon spruce top.
Moon spruce. Yeah, no, there's some special magic. If you have any questions about that, it's worth asking. I really love the moon spruce, but probably not for the reason why it's worth so much money. But we'll see. Maybe it is. Yeah, awesome. So yeah, but that's not available right now.
No.
Not available right now. Sorry, I apologize. That's not available, but it is gorgeous. Really gorgeous. And it's got a turnabout in it.
Yeah.
To increase the bass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which you would hear if you didn't have it in a funky tuning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, yeah, cool. Now, we just hope that the sound is actually all right, because we don't have a clue what it's sounding like right now. We probably should have been listening on headphones first, but we're assuming it's good.
It'll be good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. If you're interested and you like this, this is my only time I'm going to say this, give it a thumbs up, because we do need to know if it's worth taking the time to do this.
And it helps us too in the beginning stages. We're in the beginning stages of this YouTube channel, and we'd like it to be bigger so we can help more people build
And
guitars.
connect with more people.
A better place.
Yeah, and connect with people, you know, who love this process as well. Be good. Yeah. Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers and peace.